Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'll be taking a look at LG UltraGear's 49GR85DC, which is their latest gaming monitor. Details are in the description below, including purchasing links. Now this monitor has a massive 49-inch ultra-wide curved display with a 32:9 aspect ratio, so I'll be taking a look at the picture quality to see how well it performs when gaming on my gaming PC from CyberPower, which has an RTX 4090 graphics card, and we'll see how immersive gaming is with a fast 240Hz refresh rate and 1 millisecond response time on both my gaming desk and my sim cockpit. Plus I'll show any additional features the monitor has, giving you any pros and cons to give you a better idea if it's worth getting or not. So let's begin by unboxing this and seeing what you get inside. But before I begin, drop me a comment, let me know which monitor you're currently using. And if you're new to the channel, hope you can support me by subscribing and hitting the bell icon to get notified of my next release. In the box, you get the monitor arm, monitor feet, some documentation, a power cable with a kettle connector, a small plastic clip used to hold the cable from your mouse if you had a wired mouse, a USB-A to USB-B cable, a HDMI 2.1 cable, a DisplayPort 1.4 cable, a plastic clip for cable management, and underneath we have the monitor. As with all LG monitors, the monitor stand is really easy to set up and you don't need any additional tools. You just place the monitor arm into the back of the monitor and it locks into place. Then attach the feet and tighten the screw underneath to secure it. You can then lift it easily out of the box. The stand can easily be removed by pressing this button and lifting the monitor away, and you can also use a VESA mount which measures 100mm by 100mm to mount it on a wall or to use it with a monitor arm. Now looking at the front of the monitor, it has an anti-glare coating and is black with thin bezels on each of the three sides with a slightly larger chin at the bottom. You've got the UltraGear logo in the middle. The monitor looks clean with its huge 49-inch display weighing a hefty 14.7 kilograms with a stand. It has a 1000R curvature, which is quite large to give a more immersive gaming experience, and as you can see with the stand, it takes up the majority of the space on my desk, which has a size of 120 centimeters wide and 70 centimeters deep. I've given some dimensions on the screen, so if you're after sizing, just hit the pause to see those values. In terms of adjustability, you can adjust the height to 110mm. It can be swiveled from -15 degrees to 15 degrees, and you can tilt it -5 degrees to 15 degrees. Coming around the back of the monitor, you have the hexagon design which protrudes slightly like on many of the newer UltraGear gaming monitors, and there's an UltraGear logo at the top which has a purple reflective tint on it. You have your connection ports on the left, which consists of two HDMI 2.1 ports, a DisplayPort 1.4, one USB-B 3.0 upstream port, two USB 3.0 downstream ports, and a power input port that takes a kettle connector, which is great as there's no bulky power brick. The monitor stand is strong and sturdy, providing good stability to the monitor with a dark grey finish. You have LG written on the left, and at the back there's a place you can attach the cable management clip that you get in the packaging, which keeps the cables secure and hidden from you when you face from the front. But personally, I would have preferred some trunking in the monitor stand so that you could completely hide all the cables. You also have a large stretched hexagon shape which has RGB LED lighting around it to give some ambient lighting, but due to the curvature and distance from the back of the wall, the lighting doesn't seem to be that bright. The monitor doesn't have any built-in speakers, which is a shame, as I do prefer to have some, as it helps to make the monitor more multifunctional. Underneath you have a 4-pole headphone jack with DTS Headphone X, which can support a microphone and sound with virtual 3D sound as it supports DTS Headphone X. There's also a Kensington locking point and a joystick to allow you to navigate around the OSD, which has an LED next to it that highlights the location of the joystick, and this LED can also be turned off via the OSD. The picture quality on this monitor is excellent. Colors look vibrant and sharp with an ultra-wide 32:9 aspect ratio, providing a massive screen real estate that gives a 5120 by 1440 resolution, the equivalent of two QHD 27-inch monitors. The display has a VA panel supporting HDR10 and a DCI P3 95% color gamut with a color depth of 1.07 billion. Together with a contrast ratio of 3000:1, giving vivid colors with great contrast levels. Text on the monitor looks pretty good, giving good text clarity levels with a PPI of 108, and the monitor supports display HDR 1000 and is capable of delivering 450 nits in SDR and 1000 nits in HDR, making this monitor really bright and brighter than many of its competitors. Plus it supports 240Hz over HDMI 2.1, which is another thing that many of its competitors don't support. The screen has a matte finish with an anti-glare coating, helping to reduce glare and reflections, which helps when using the monitor in a bright room or if you sit next to a window. Viewing angles from left to right and up and down are generally good, giving 178 degrees of coverage. There is some light bleed on the monitor, which is no surprise as it has a VA panel. It isn't that bad, but you can notice it, especially in dark scenes and playing in the dark, as the colors and contrasts look very slightly washed out. Now, gaming on this monitor is so insane, giving a really immersive experience with the massive 49-inch 1000R curvature covering your entire field of vision, which really draws you in. I've connected it up to my custom built PC from CyberPower, which has an insane spec with an Intel i9 13900K processor, an RTX 4090 graphics card, 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM, a 2TB M.2 SSD, and it has CyberPower's Hyperliquid dual loop custom cooling system. And gaming on my PC with the monitor is awesome at 1440p with the 1 millisecond response time. And you also have the added benefit of the 240hz refresh rate, giving a really smooth picture quality with the faster response time when playing FPS games, seriously giving you that additional edge. In all honesty, out of the box, I wasn't too keen on how deep the curvature was on this, as it felt like it overwhelmed my desk. But when you're gaming, the coverage in your peripheral vision is excellent, with a 5120 by 1440 resolution, giving you a wider view when gaming, providing you that additional coverage, which works really well. The monitor also has LG's gaming GUI, where you can select different gaming modes, which includes gamer, FPS and RTS, which lets you optimize the display settings to your specific game genre. Plus you have the advanced gaming features like the dynamic action sync, reducing input lag, black stabilizer, an FPS counter, and crosshair to give you increased accuracy, especially in shooting games. The monitor also supports AMD FreeSync Premium Pro, giving no stuttering and no screen tearing, providing you really smooth gameplay with low latency. It's not G-Sync compatible certified, but G-Sync still works. I've played a number of different games on the monitor and they've all looked incredible with really sharp and vibrant colors. Black levels are pretty good in dark scenes, giving a good amount of detail even when playing in a dark room. On to testing with a console. Now I've connected it up to my Xbox Series X and looking in the display settings with 4K UHD selected at 120Hz. Now you can select this, but it isn't a 4K monitor. The maximum resolution is 1440p, and with the added feature of variable refresh rate or VRR, which is supported on both the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. Looking in the display settings, everything is selected except Dolby Vision and Dolby Vision for gaming. And gaming on either the PS5 or Xbox Series X will be stretched as the ultra-wide format isn't supported on consoles. However, you can adjust the monitor to show the original format, but with that you'll see two black bars on either side, or you could use picture by picture and have two input sources showing side by side, which I'll show later. Now onto sim racing, and I've attached a monitor onto my sim cockpit from Next Level Racing. This is the GT Elite, and seriously this monitor is absolutely insane on the rig, with the 1000R curvature giving a really immersive experience when racing. And with the ultra wide screen, it provides an enormous coverage, giving every detail in your peripheral vision, providing an amazing racing experience with excellent performance. But obviously this is best suited on a PC gaming setup. The monitor also supports picture in picture and picture by picture, which is great for multitasking as it allows you to display two different input sources at the same time. So with picture by picture, you could have your PC shown on one side and have your console shown on the other side, with each source giving you a resolution of 2560 by 1440, together with a 120Hz refresh rate. But to note, in this mode, HDR isn't supported, but with this you are able to have your PlayStation on one side and Xbox on the other side, giving a crazy two-player gaming setup. Now with a picture in picture on your main display, you can get the full resolution of 5120 by 1440 with a 240Hz refresh rate, together with HDR support. But with the subsource, it only supports 1080p at 60Hz, and HDR isn't supported for the subsource. And with the subsource, you only get 1080p at 60Hz with no HDR support. But with the subsource, you're able to choose between two different sizes, and you're able to change the position or where it is on the screen. Audio wise, if you use the headphone jack, you can only have one source playing at a time, but you are able to pick which one you want. Onto productivity, and the monitor is excellent as it can display multiple windows, which helps with multitasking. And as you can see here, I have Word, Excel, and I can browse the internet on the screen. Plus, working in Adobe Premiere Pro is perfect as I can view the whole timeline, but it's just a shame it doesn't have a Type-C port together with a built-in KVM, which would have allowed me to easily flip between my PC and Mac. Plus, worth mentioning, on my Mac Mini, the maximum resolution I could get was 3840 by 1080 with a 120Hz refresh rate. And this was because it only has a HDMI 2.0 port. The settings and OSD is controlled via this little joystick under the monitor, and this is where you can turn the monitor on and off, go into settings and change the game mode, add a crosshair and an FPS counter, adjust the brightness and contrast levels, and change the local dimming options in the picture adjust option, together with changing your input source. You also have the game overlay, which shows you what game you're currently playing is running at, and you can change your display settings to Gamer 1, Gamer 2, FPS and RTS. The LEDs at the back of the monitor can be changed via the OSD too, or it can be turned off if you didn't want them. There's 4 different static colors you can select and change, or you can use the cycling effect to cycle through the different colors. The monitor doesn't have any software to match the colors on the screen like you do on some other LG monitors, and the brightness on this didn't feel that great due to the depth of the monitor stand and the curvature of the monitor. So in summary, I'm really impressed with the new LG UltraGear 49GR85DC gaming monitor. It has an enormous 49-inch ultra-wide display with a huge curvature that really immerses you when gaming, and is perfect on my sim racing rig. I love the massive 5120 by 1440 resolution with the ultra-fast 240Hz refresh rate, supported on both DisplayPort and the HDMI 2.1 port. You also get a 1 millisecond response time with outstanding performance with my gaming PC, giving you a smooth picture quality with no stuttering or screen tearing. The picture quality is sharp with good color representation, plus with the huge 1000R curvature, it gives you an immersive range of view, drawing you into the game, and as it's more curved, you're not having to move your head far to the left or right, giving you that perfect coverage in your field of vision. And due to its large size, it's not only great for gaming, but also perfect for productivity, allowing you to easily work with multiple windows open. Negatives wise, I would have liked it to be more of an all-round monitor with built-in speakers, a Type-C port, and a KVM switch to make it more practical for productivity purposes too. And it would have been nice to have an optical output too for audio. The monitor stand is great, but it does feel like it takes up the majority of the desk due to the size, so definitely worth investing in a good monitor arm to regain your desk space. So there you have it. You come to the end of another video, and I hope it's helped anyone thinking of purchasing this. Details are in the description below, including purchasing links. And if you have any questions on this monitor, let me know in the comments below. For those of you who've got to the end of this video, please leave a comment with LG49, as it's nice to see who's got to the end of my video. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook and Twitter. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to be notified of my next release. Thanks for viewing, and see you in the next one.